Oh, hey there. We're gonna get going in, looks like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We're gonna get going in 4 minutes. Don't forget to tell your friends that we're live right now on YouTube. Text them the link. I'm telling you, that's the best way to do it. Copy the link to this video, text it over to them. Oh, and hey, since you're gonna be over copying the link anyway using that share button, why don't you go ahead and like the video already? Go ahead and like it ahead of time. I know I haven't done the video yet. I know we're still going, but you know, I just think it would be nice to get the ball rolling. It's like when you put $1 in the tip jar so that everyone else is like, oh, okay, that's a tip jar, we need a tip too. If you could give me a couple of dollar in the tip jar likes, that would be just the best. Thank you so much. We're gonna get going here just a couple of minutes. All right, it's time. Let's do it. Time for the Morning Meowncements. Morning Meowncements on the Nightcap with Nightcat YouTube channel. This is the kitsch-minded morning show where we get you ready for the day. I am your host, Nightcat. Thank you for being here. I've got a great show coming up for you. We're going to talk about why the streets downtown in Salt Lake City are closing all summer long. And then we're going to get into the book of unusual knowledge. I am going to tell you some more fun facts. I love fun facts. I love trivia. I love pretty much any bit of knowledge that will not help me in my everyday life. I love just any sort of garbly-gook from a magazine, from a bathroom reader, from a website, from a meme even. Just that garbage information. I'll take it in, I'll absorb it, I'll hold on to it forever. But if you asked me to take the SATs again, I wouldn't remember a single thing from college. I wouldn't remember a single thing from college or high school, but I know a lot of fun facts. So we're going to get into that. But before we get into anything, I've got some very exciting news. Now, a more formal announcement will be coming tonight for, most everybody. But I wanted to give you, as a live stream viewer, an opportunity before anybody else. We have more true crime walking tour dates in the books. So I'm going to be doing a show on Thursday and 2 shows on Friday. And now there's a matinee on Sundays as well. So if you're not, a night owl, you can come to the 1 o'clock show on Sundays. I have a few weeks scheduled, so you can go get your tickets right now at the link tree in the description of this video. Patreon patrons, they got notified last night. They get to know everything ahead of time. They're very special. They got to know last night. They also get a huge discount. So if you're not a Patreon patron, you're missing out because they get a $10 off code that got delivered to them. If you're a patron and you haven't seen your code yet, it's in the feed. So go over to the the Nightcat Media Patreon, patreon.com/Nightcat Show. You'll find the link and the code there for your discount tickets. But if you just want to book your tickets before they sell out, because they sell out very, very quickly, look at the link tree in the description of this video. If you've missed what the True Crime Walking Tour is, if you're new here, the Walking Tour is where we meet up downtown. We walk through a few different true crime locations. I tell you the stories behind them. I know a few people who are watching right now went on them. They'll tell you they had so much fun. We have a blast. It's just like the scariest, most terrifying parts of our history, but also this city is amazing and it's beautiful and it's so fun to walk through. And we stop by and talk about different points of interest that aren't murder related, but let's get real. This is a murder tour, folks. Also, very exciting news. I know many of you asked if you could bring your teenagers, because listen, I also was really into true crime as a teenager. I did my senior project in high school on the Rwandan genocide. Yeah, so it's really good. It's really good. I know that kids like me, weirdos, are also into the true crime, the war, the awful stuff too. So if that's something that your kid is interested in, we're not meeting at bars anymore. We're just going to meet right on the sidewalk, and now I'm opening it up to anyone 14 or older. Listen, you know your kids better than I do. You know what they can handle. You know what they cannot handle. If you want to bring your teenager and you think that they can handle listening to some true crime stories, bring them along. They can come now. The link tree in the description of this video. And just so you know, as far as the content goes, it's nothing any spicier than what I would say on Curiosity Killed Nightcat, the true crime episodes of the Nightcat Radio podcast. I wouldn't say it's like easy to listen to because the stories are really bad, but I don't get into the guts and gore of it. I don't give you any real specifics. I think that that's better left to some of the more saucy true crime podcasts. So if you want to bring your teenager but you're not too sure, I would say it's nothing they're not going to hear on the evening news. So if that sounds appealing, check out the link tree. I am so excited to get these going again. It's going to be so fun. Yeah, I got tons of dates, Zizor, so head on over there. The link is in the description of this video, or you can visit our new website, nightcatshow.com, nightcatshow.com. It will have the link to the tours. It also has all of our episodes. I'm going to start blogging there soon. It's great. Go check it out, nightcatshow.com. Get your tickets for the True Crime Walking Tour. Like I said, I've got a ton of dates in the books now but they sell out quickly, and I don't have any plans yet for future dates. So get your tickets now while you still can. All right, sounds good. Okay, then I think it's time for us to get into the Morning Mews. The Morning Mews is the part of the show where I dig through the top pop culture headlines. I get you all caught up on what's going on before you have to go to work and school. That way you got stuff to talk about. And I want to get started with downtown Salt Lake City. So, talking about the true crime walking tours. If you're downtown this summer, you might notice that Main Street is blocked off between 400 South and South Temple. And it will be like that from May 27th until September. Now, this is a program from the city called Open Streets. And the idea is that they can get pedestrians out walking around. The businesses can take over the sidewalk while the pedestrians walk up and down the street. So the businesses are going to have like patios with restaurants, and there are also going to be tons of like street performers, buskers, musicians, artists selling their work. It's going to be so fun. It's basically like a street carnival every single day. And the coolest part is, that's actually part of the route of the true crime walking tours. So we don't even have, like, the safety thing where we might get hit by cars. Not on that street, honey. It's going to be so great. I can't wait for it. I'm really looking forward to it. It all started as a way, because last year, all those downtown restaurants, like, if you are outside of downtown, you got a patio, you got an outside seating area, you've got a big restaurant, then you could do, cap your capacity and do your distancing and stuff. But downtown restaurants couldn't do that because they're so little and they're crammed in there and no one has a patio. So what they ended up doing is shutting down the whole street, letting the restaurants there use the sidewalks as their patio bistro. And then the street was just open to everybody. I can't wait for this. I think it's going to be so fun. So hopefully I'll see you. I'll be down there probably constantly. Probably every single night after they shut that street down. So we'll see. All right, moving on. The wand and the glasses worn by Daniel Radcliffe in Deathly Hallows is hitting the auction block. So, the wand and the glasses, I think the wand he used in the first part of Deathly Hallows, the glasses he wore in the second part of Deathly Hallows, they are expected to fetch anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000, but could catch a price as high as $100,000, which I don't know, man. I mean, obviously I'm not above buying Harry Potter merch, Lord knows. But I just feel like $100,000, even for a prop from that movie. Because realistically, I mean, how many wands do you think he used in that movie? It's not like they only have one wand. Like, prop masters keep probably a dozen of them. And then he has probably 20 pairs of glasses to choose from. So, like, I'm sure it's rare. I'm sure it's valuable, but I don't think it's $100,000 valuable. I wouldn't be paying anything like that. That's crazy. Now, this is actually part of a much bigger auction. The auction is being put on by a company called Prop Store, and they sell a ton of authenticated movie prop merchandise. They're going to do this like virtual auction between June 29th and July 1st. So it's a 3-day auction. Over 1,200 items are up for sale in this auction. So it's a pretty big deal. They have all kinds of stuff too. It's not just Harry Potter stuff. They've got Indiana Jones's like hat, his fedora that he wore in Temple of Doom. They have a Waldorf puppet head from the Muppets for sale. And they have Michael Keaton's like Batman utility belt, the Bat utility belt, from when he was, the Batman. Lots of other really cool stuff. So But it sounds like it's one of those things where it's like expensive auctions. It's not like eBay where I can go on and find something really cool and, wait till 30 seconds until it's done and place my last place bid or whatever. These people are like real movie collectors with real movie collector money. So I'm not going to count on me personally getting anything. But you better believe I'll be there shopping, honey. I love shopping. I love shopping even when I can't buy stuff. I just like to look at it. All right. A very hangry alligator. That's not the title of my book. That's the headline in Florida. Of course. A hangry alligator in Florida. I think he just wanted some spicy nuggets and some natural cut fries. And I don't think it's very nice for you to remove him from that Wendy's parking lot. But a 6-foot alligator was found in the Wendy's parking lot. And allegedly, I have a hard time believing this. because gators are usually pretty lazy and they won't go after humans on like dry land unless they feel threatened. Typically, not always, but allegedly this alligator was charging and chasing people as they came out of the Wendy's. I doubt it, but okay. I'm sure he was just there getting some sun in a parking lot and they were just like, oh no, gator, run! And he was just like, why is there? I'm just trying to get some sun here, man. Lee County Sheriff's deputies were able to show up. They caught the animal. They relocated him somewhere a little bit more suitable out in the wild. Though, quite frankly, if you ask me, anywhere in Florida could be the wild. So who knows where these deputies dropped this gator off? I like to believe they just found a pool. They just found somebody's pool and they're like, yeah, that's the wild. There you go. Dropped him right on in there. And that is the Morning Mews. Quickly before we continue, I would like to plug our Patreon. Patreon.com/NightCatShow. Here's the deal. Patreon is an awesome service where you can help support your favorite artists. Keep this show independent. It's an expensive show to run. I love doing it. It's the best. It's so fun. Morning aMEOWncements, Nightcap with Nightcat, Nightcat Radio Podcast, Curiosity Killed Nightcat. We'll be having Nightcat After Dark soon, exclusively for Patreon members. Patreon members get access to things early, like the Nightcat Radio True Crime episodes, Curiosity Killed Nightcat. They get those a week before anybody else. They also get a $10 discount on True Crime Tour walking tickets. So, if you want to be a part of this, if you want to help support this show, get some kickback, some goodies, hey, on your own as well, patreon.com/NightCatShow. $3 or $5 is all I'm asking for. Your support means the world to me. I couldn't do anything that I do without my patrons. So thank you so much for the support. We're going to keep this show going, baby. We're going to keep it going strong. Nightcat Media. Patreon.com/NightCatShow. Like I said, go check out the link tree, get your True Crime walking tour tickets. And mostly just like, how are you? Tell me in the chat, how's it going? I want to talk to you here in a second. But first, I think it's time for us to get into the Book of Unusual Knowledge. The Book of Unusual Knowledge is a bathroom reader, chock full of interesting information, and I want to share it with you. Now, I'm sure by now, most of us have heard of King Tut's tomb, right? It's up until like pretty recently, it was like the most intact Egyptian pharaoh's tomb that anybody had ever found. But it was allegedly cursed, and anybody who had anything to do with it died horribly very soon after. Or did they? This is the story of the actual King Tut quote-unquote curse, and why people started to believe that anyone who touched the King Tut tomb was doomed to die a terrible death. In the early 1920s, English explorer and archaeologist Howard Carter led an expedition to unearth the tomb of Egyptian King Tutankhamun. Now, most of the other like fancy pharaohs, like the real rich people, had already had their tombs raided by grave robbers way before all of this went down. But for some reason, Carter was just like, if I can find King Tut's tomb, because no one knows where it is, if I can find it, I just have this feeling that we're going to find a bunch of cool stuff in there. Within the king's burial chamber were vases, precious metals, statues, even whole chariots. Carter and his team excavated to their heart's content. Carter had been warned of the dangers of disrupting an ancient tomb, but he didn't buy into the rumors of curses and hexes. After opening the tomb, however, it was hard to deny that some strange, unpleasant events began to happen. All right. So here's the a few guys who were involved in the, I don't know exactly what they were up to, but the like what their position was on the dig team. But several men in the excavation died shortly after entering King Tut's tomb. The first of which, the fifth Earl of Carnarvon. Excuse me, I have to say that fancy. He's an Earl. The fifth Earl of Carnarvon died only a few months after the excavation. Legend has it that that at the exact moment the Earl died, all of the lights in the city of Cairo went out. That's a ghost. That's a little ghost boy, because what was King Tut? He was like 15, 16, something like that. King Tut, the ghost of a 16-year-old boy, is coming in, turning off all the lights, and taking out the people who stole his stuff. Which makes sense, because if you ever try to take anything from a teenager's room, they get real mad about it. That morning, allegedly, the Earl's dog died, too. I'm thinking it was from a broken heart. He saw that his dad was dead, and he goes, I'm going too. I'll meet you there! I see the light! Egyptologists claim that the spores of mold released by opening an ancient grave are often enough to make a person sick or even worse. So, we don't know exactly what killed him, but probably mold spores. It's not a curse for opening a tomb. You're breathing in a bunch of mold. Stop it. The Earl's younger brother died suddenly 5 months after the excavation, and on the morning of the opening of the tomb, here's something crazy. On the morning of the opening of the tomb, Carter's pet bird was swallowed by a cobra. The same kind of cobra that is painted on the mask of King Tut. Coincidence? Yeah, definitely. Here's the thing. Cobras eat birds. Cobras eat anything that they can swallow. Anything that they can reasonably catch, kill, and swallow. That's what they eat. All right? That's what's going on. 6 of the 26 explorers involved in the excavation died within a decade, which seems like a coincidence, but most of the people who were there lived super long lives, including Howard Carter. He ended up dying at 64 of natural causes, and he had been working with King Tut's treasures for 17 years. So that guy, he got to go into the tomb, steal everything. I mean, bird was collateral damage, but other than that, he just got to die happy, famous, rich, and just surrounded with stuff that he had been looking for his entire life. That boy made it. King Tutankhamun's sarcophagus and treasures have been toured around the world. This is something that's interesting because of the King Tut curse. When the exhibit came to America in the 70s, some people tried to revive awareness of the old curse. When a San Francisco police officer suffered a mild stroke while guarding a funeral mask, he unsuccessfully tried to collect compensation by claiming that his stroke was due to the Pharaoh's curse. That's it. Certainly not just that strokes are super common, especially if you have a high-stress job and stuff. Gotta be a curse, right? Though, honestly, if I thought I could reasonably get a bunch of money from the museum because I got cursed by one of their items, I'd absolutely do it. I'd absolutely do it. I'm gonna get some of that museum money. They've got fancy boards. They got fancy boards with fancy people wearing fancy clothes on them. They got money they can give me for my Pharaoh's curse. Thank you so much. That is the book of unusual knowledge. Let's check in on the chat, see how everybody's doing. Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, Erica. Happy hump day to you, darling. Zizor, Katie, Lindy, good morning. Jessica, Doggone T, happy hump day. I love the camel emoji. The camel emoji is way cuter on YouTube than it is on the iPhone, right? That's not the same camel emoji. That one's real cute. Let's see. Mindy, good morning. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Marissa. Yes. Hopefully we'll see you there at the True Crime Tour, baby. Zizor. Oh, yeah. We talked about that. We got tons of dates. I'm glad you got some that work, so you don't have to get a sitter. Good morning, Alice. Oh, you want me to say hi to people? Okay, let's see. Hi, Jason, Nicholas, Lucas, and Ben. Hi, guys. What's going on? I'm glad you like the fish. They are... Here, let me tell you a little something about Cosmo here. He's a violent monster. And right now, he is following my every movement because he thinks that I have food for him. And he is waiting for 3 minutes of fish so that he can get his dinner. So, good morning, Jason, Nicholas, Lucas, and Ben. I'm so happy you're here. I'm glad you like the fish. I also love the fish. If I didn't, they would not be here anymore. Because fish are a lot of work, but very fun. I love it. Katie, I'm not sure which exactly wand it is. That's a great question. I should have looked that up. My bad. Yeah, see, the camel's so much cuter on YouTube than he is on the iPhone. So cute. Morning, Shelby. Morning, Sadie. Yes, Lindy, bring more friends. Bring more friends. I would love it. I would love to see you again. Marissa and Lindy both came on the True Crime Walking Tour already, and look at them. They're already coming again. That's how much fun they had. If you haven't gone, the link tree's in the video. The link tree's in the description of this video. Hey, I'm gonna turn it over to the fish. I've been talking a lot. I feel like it's their turn to say something. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the True Crime Tours and the podcast and everything else. Don't forget to check out that podcast, by the way, not that one. Nightcat Radio. Find it on your favorite podcast directory. Every Friday, we drop a new true crime episode called Curiosity Killed Nightcat. That's all on the Nightcat Radio podcast. You can find it also in the link tree in the description of this video. I put the audio from this episode, all of the Morning Mews, all of Nightcap with Nightcat, all of the true crime episodes. You'll find them all right there in Nightcat Radio Podcast. Don't forget, we've got a brand new episode of Nightcap with Nightcat coming out tonight at 7 o'clock. I hope to see you in the chat. I'm going to turn it over to the fish for 3 minutes of fish. Bye! 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 Oh yeah, and do what Lindy says. Like this video. Go do it.